Deep in the wild heart of Africa, near a quiet riverbank, a large hippopotamus lived peacefully with her herd. The calm water and green surroundings were her home, but one sunny afternoon, everything changed. The hippo wandered away from the river, searching for fresh grass near a group of old trees. Without realizing it, she had come too close to a massive beehive hidden in one of the branches. The bees living inside were poisonous and aggressive, protecting their hive from any threat. As the hippo brushed against the tree, the hive cracked slightly, and within seconds, thousands of poisonous bees swarmed out, buzzing furiously. The giant animal tried to run back toward the river, but the swarm surrounded her from all sides. Her thick skin helped at first, but the bees attacked her face, eyes, and open wounds. The hippo roared in pain, splashing into the muddy water to escape. Nearby villagers heard her cries echo through the forest and quickly called the wildlife rescue team. Within minutes, a team of trained rescuers arrived with protective suits and smoke equipment. They could see the hippo struggling in the water, shaking her head wildly while hundreds of bees hovered above her. The team knew they had to act fast. They used smoke cannons to calm the bees and slowly approached the frightened animal. Two rescuers waded into the river with nets and blankets to cover the hippo's face, while others distracted the swarm with smoke bombs. After several tense minutes, the bees finally began to scatter. The rescuers guided the hippo to the shore and treated her wounds with cooling ointment and herbal medicine to ease the pain. A wildlife doctor checked her vitals and confirmed that, despite the bee stings, she would fully recover. As the sun set over the river, the team released the hippo back into the cool waters. She dipped her head below the surface and gave a deep, thankful snort before swimming away to her herd. The rescue team stood silently for a moment, watching the hippo's massive body rest near the riverbank. The chaos had finally ended, but the real challenge had just begun. The poisonous bee stings had caused visible swelling on the hippo's eyes and neck, and though she was calm, her breathing was heavy. The team knew that if the poison spread further, she could lose her life within hours. The leader of the rescue team, Officer Malik, quickly gave instructions to his crew. "We can't leave her here," he said firmly. "We need to move her to the animal care center before nightfall." The sun was already sinking behind the trees, painting the sky in shades of orange and red. The team began preparing a large transport truck equipped with a portable water tank and a soft cage designed for wild animals. But first, they needed to make sure the area was safe. The bees had returned to their hive, but there was a risk they could attack again. To prevent this, the team used smoke canisters to drive the bees deeper into the forest, away from the injured hippo. Meanwhile, the wildlife medic, Aisha, knelt beside the hippo with her medical kit. She gently applied herbal ointments to the swollen areas and injected a mild sedative to ease the animal's pain. "She's strong," Aisha whispered, brushing off the mud from the hippo's skin. "If we move her carefully, she'll survive." The team tied a wide harness around the hippo's body, connecting it to a mechanical crane lift attached to their rescue truck. Slowly, with teamwork and precision, they managed to lift the enormous creature and place her onto a bed of soft straw inside the transport cage. The hippo let out a low grunt but didn't resist. She seemed to understand that these humans were there to help. As the truck began its journey toward the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, night settled over the forest. The roads were bumpy, and the thick fog made visibility poor. Officer Malik sat beside the driver, constantly checking updates on the radio. Behind them, Aisha monitored the hippo's condition, using a flashlight to check her breathing and pulse. Every few minutes, she sprinkled cool water on the hippo's skin to keep her temperature stable. Hours later, they finally reached the rescue facility, a place surrounded by bamboo fences, clean water pools, and open grassy fields. The workers, already alerted by Malik's message, were waiting with stretchers, lamps, and medical supplies. The hippo was carefully lowered into a shallow pool filled with medicated water. As the team worked, the tension in the air slowly faded. The bees' venom had caused mild infections around the eyes and mouth, but thanks to the quick rescue, the damage wasn't permanent. The doctors cleaned her wounds and applied natural anti-venom gel made from forest herbs. For the next few days, the rescue team stayed at the center to help with her recovery. The hippo was named Nya, meaning hope, in a local African dialect. Each morning, Aisha checked her wounds, while Malik made sure the forest near the hive was being inspected by local rangers to prevent future bee attacks. As days passed, Nya grew stronger. Her appetite returned, and soon she was eating fresh grass and fruits brought by the caretakers. Sometimes, she even splashed playfully in the water, a sign that her spirit was healing too. But the story didn't end there. The team wanted to understand why the bees had become so aggressive. A week later, they returned to the site of the attack with researchers. What they found was shocking. The hive had been disturbed by illegal honey collectors who had cut part of the tree and stolen honey, angering the bees and forcing them to relocate. Unfortunately, when Nya passed by, she became their unintended target. Officer Malik reported the illegal activity to the forest authorities. Soon, patrols were increased, and warning signs were placed around sensitive areas of the forest. Malik also launched an awareness campaign for local villagers, teaching them how to safely coexist with wild animals and insects. Every creature has a place in the ecosystem, he told them. We just need to learn to respect their space. Back at the rehabilitation center, the team prepared to release Nya back into the wild. It had been 3 weeks since the rescue, and she had completely healed. The morning of the release was beautiful. The sun reflected off the river's surface, and the forest seemed alive with birdsong. As the gates opened, Nya slowly walked toward the river. She paused for a moment, looked back at her rescuers, and let out a deep, soft sound, almost like a farewell. Then she stepped into the water, her massive body gliding gracefully under the golden sunlight. The team watched her disappear into the river's depths, their faces filled with pride and relief.